When it comes to the AI market, all technologies are defined by three adjectives: faster, cheaper, and smarter. Following the release of Claude 3, an AI model akin to GPT-4, its developer Anthropic made the usual statements. According to assessments the corporation released, its most recent model was somewhat more potent or comparable to its competitors. Founded by former Openai research executives, Anthropic has raised over $7.3 billion in funding over the course of the last year from 5 different funding agreements, including support from Google, Salesforce, and Amazon. In this video, we'll talk about Claude 3, its advantages over ChatGPT 4, and some of its drawbacks. But before we get to that, let's quickly talk about Anthropic. Anthropic AI is a San Francisco-based artificial intelligence, safety and research firm that was founded in 2021. The main goal of this company was to develop large language models, or LLMs, and chatbots. Claude, a ChatGPT rival from OpenAI, is one such chatbot. Companies that have incorporated Claude into their systems include Slack, Quora, and Notion. And all these companies recognize the impressive capability of the AI companion. Claude has been improved iteratively leading up to the latest version. Anthropic developed Claude as an artificially intelligent chatbot that produces text-based material and converses with people similarly to how humans converse. The original edition, which debuted in March 2023, was powered by Claude 1.3. In May of the same year, Claude increased the token value of its content from 9,000 to 100,000. A second version, known as Claude 2, which was a bigger and more potent LLM than its predecessor, was unveiled soon after in July. Claude 2 was a drastic improvement to the first release. It could link enormous volumes of data, spot patterns, contrast and compare papers, and even conduct question and answer sessions. Claude 2's word count was capped at approximately 75,000. This brings us to Claude 3, and somehow Anthropic has improved Claude's performance even further. The new version, which premiered March 4, 2024, is a collection of artificial intelligence models that Anthropic claims to be its fastest and most potent to date. Large volumes of text data from books and Wikipedia articles, as well as public web pages, are used to train Claude 3. Anthropic has improved its ability to guess the next most likely word in its trail of responses by utilizing reinforcement learning in conjunction with human feedback. Anthropic created 3 models that are remarkably skilled at writing, programming, creating content, and even carrying on multilingual conversations. The names of the new Claude 3 models are Sonnet, Haiku, and Opus. Haiku, the smallest and swiftest member of the Claude family, is described as light and fast. It works great for jobs that need to be completed quickly without sacrificing quality. It performs the lowest out of the 3 models that are available, as would be expected. Then we have Sonnet, which has been described as industrious, and is the model that falls in the middle. In comparison to Opus, it provides superior processing speed and robust performance in cognitive tasks. It seeks to achieve a balance between performance and speed. It is better suited for handling business-related duties, including quality assurance, data processing, and product recommendations. According to Anthropic, Claude 3 Opus is the most powerful of the new models. When compared to OpenAI's GPT-4 and Google's Gemini Ultra, it fared better on industry-standard tests, such as college-level understanding, graduate-level reasoning, and fundamental mathematics. After testing, all 3 models have proven to be quicker and smarter than their predecessors. Opus and Sonnet can now be used at Claude.ai and on the Claude API, which is currently widely accessible in 159 countries, according to Anthropic. They even appear to be available in some surprising locations where new AIs are not typically accessible so quickly, like a handful of African countries as well as warring Ukraine and Russia. Haiku will soon also be accessible to the public. Now that we understand what Claude is capable of, let's see how it measures against the world's most popular large language model, GPT-4. While GPT-4 has a word limit of 64,000, Claude 3 can analyze up to 150,000 words. This implies that Claude can produce longer texts and retain a greater number of discussions under its bigger context window. This is a major benefit for business tasks involving huge databases and documents. Privacy is another problem that looms with chatbots like GPT-4. Most GPT users are aware that their chats with the bot are recorded and used to train models for more precise results. This can raise concerns, particularly when it comes to private data. Conversely, Claude removes prompts and outputs from its backend within 90 days and doesn't use chats to train models. The Opus version of Claude 3 and GPT-4 were both tested using 10 AI benchmarks. We can see from this table that Opus outperformed GPT-4 across the board and by large margins in some cases. Quite notably, it outperformed GPT-4 by nearly 18% on the Human Eval benchmark, which covers coding, and by nearly 15% on the GPQA Diamond benchmark, which covers graduate-level reasoning. It's evident that Claude 3 is an amazing language model that is able to beat GPT-4 on so many grounds. But every AI model has to have its limits, so the question here is just how far does Claude 3 edge off? Claude 3 does well on tasks like answering factual questions and OCR, which is the capacity to extract text from photos. The new model is also said to be adept at following directions and finishing assignments like composing poems and describing products. The Claude 3 models are also capable of almost instantaneous outcomes. They can be used for data extraction jobs, auto-completions, and live customer interactions if need be for real-time responses. Claude models from the past frequently and needlessly rejected questions that they were asked to answer, and this implied a lack of contextual awareness. Anthropic has come a long way in this regard. Compared to earlier versions of Claude, the new Opus, Sonnet, and Haiku models are far less likely to decline to respond to questions that straddle the boundaries of the system. The Claude 3 models are more adept at adhering to intricate, multi-step directions. They excel at creating customer-facing experiences that users can rely on while maintaining brand voice and response criteria. The advanced vision capabilities of the Claude 3 models are comparable to those of other top models. A large variety of visual representations, such as pictures, charts, graphs, and technical diagrams, can be processed by Claude. Since some Anthropic enterprise clients have up to 50% of their knowledge bases stored in different formats like PDFs, flowcharts, or presentation slides, the company is very thrilled to offer this new modality to these customers. But Claude 3 occasionally has trouble solving mathematical puzzles and demonstrating sophisticated thinking. Additionally, it showed bias in its answers, favoring one racial group over another. Other AI models have also encountered comparable issues. After displaying historical mistakes and racial intolerance, Google's AI chatbot, Gemini, came under fire. It refused to produce pictures of white people and instead represented them as people of color. The goal of Anthropic AI's research is to improve the usefulness and stability of generative artificial intelligence. They hope to not only enhance its responses, but also to facilitate user adoption through the application of constitutional AI. Claude 3 is supposed to be warm and friendly, with the aim of making the interaction as human as possible. But don't just take our word for it. We encourage you to take a look for yourself. Visit claude.ai to start having conversations for free. Bear in mind that daily prompts will be limited, so if you think you'll want to use it a lot, you may want to sign up for the monthly plan. As always, please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.